Abdul Rahman. I'm a lecturer at a public university in Kenya. I deliver lectures in computing and informatics. In our last lesson, we discussed about the switch block statement. Basically, we have seen that a switch block statement, it is a one that accepts multiple branches statement, and only when the condition is true, then that particular statement it is executed, and then there is a break and the statement exit. Otherwise, if all the options of a switch block does not execute, then there is a default statement which is supposed to execute. Today we are leaving the selection control and we are starting onto the repetition control structure. And onto that, we are going to define what are these repetition control structure, what are the types of repetition, and what is the data flow logic. So let's start onto that and see what happens. So what is the definition of a control, of a repeated control structure? So basically, we are saying that all of this, they are statements that are executed more than once. So these particular statements, they are actually executed more than once. So besides being executed more than once, they are actually executed until a particular condition is reached. So they are executed until a particular condition is reached. When that particular condition is reached, then the flow exits the whole program. Otherwise, if it is not, when it is false, it actually increments those particular statement and continue until it is reached onto that particular. Also, we are told that the repeated control structures are what are called iteration. So in other books, you'll see a repetition control structure referred to as iteration, while also in other books they are referred as loops, because they go on a loop until finds up a condition, and then it's supposed actually to stop. And then they are only executed when the condition it is true, and exit when the condition it is false. So basically, that is what we are talking about, are the repetition control structures. Now from there, let's move on. What are the types of control structures? The types of repetition control structures. Basically, there are three types. So the first type here we are talking about, it is what we call a for loop. The second type is what we call the while loop. And the third type is what we call the do while loop. So what is actually a for loop? A for loop basically has got three parts. It has got a part which is called an initialize part. So that is part one. An initialize part must actually, it checks at that particular initial part and see if it is initialized, and then it is actually executed. And then we have got, after it has look at that, then it has got what you call up a condition. So this is the second part. It checks for the condition. When it is true, then it executes. after executing, basically, if it is false, it exits the loop. When it executes, it goes to a part 3, which is going to increment it. So it increments until the condition is false. So basically, that is how it is done. And then we have got up a while loop, whereby here, basically, when we're talking about the while loop, we're talking about it tests, first of all, the expression or the condition. When that particular condition it is true, then actually it executes. After executing, it goes and increment the loop, and the loop repeats itself until the condition is false. So basically, that's what happens on that particular area. And then the do while loop. The do while loop, basically, what does it do? The do while loop, actually, it executes the first statement before incrementing, and then it goes and check for the condition. When it is true, then it comes and increment until the condition is false. So basically, those are the 3 types, and that is how actually they work. So the third part, let's see actually how is this particular data flow actually works. So let's see how the data flow works. So basically, we are going to get up and see how the data flow works. And on that particular note, let's take up the data flow, how it works. So let's move on to the data flow. And in a data flow, first of all, we have our start here. From our start, we are going to have our initialization. So all of them will have this particular part of initialization, whether we are talking about the for loop, or we are talking about the while loop or the do while loop. And then from there, we are going to check up for the condition. So here we are checking up for the condition. When it is false, actually the program ends. When it is true, what will happen? Actually, the program is supposed to increment. When it increments, actually it updates the loop, and then go back again to the loop, find up a condition, it is true, move on back, again update, find up a condition until the condition becomes a false. Then that's the time the programs actually end. So basically, that comes up to the end of our introduction to repetition control structure. However, don't forget to subscribe in our next videos. Thank you.